be free one. Now, wo ma ye dwuma na ayedin. Now ma solutions na ye pe no ayedin because you are simply calling for people to come and put out the facts of the matter, which clouds the issue. E kata nsem no so, e ma nsem na ye pese ye kanankasa ye den, e ba bonten. E say on my no. Professor Mills, 2011, 25th July, complaining about a friend is saying Galamsey. Politicians protecting criminals over Galamsey. Rollins, 2nd March 2015. Former President Rollins say, as at 2015, no. Now 2015, no. Omanpenin dada, a friend is saying John Mahama and Newa Bemu. Former President Rollins say, Omu protected criminals over Galamsey. And then you have the same former president. Also you pay to me bium. Ejina campaign plan because say Monto Abambe Kufenti Ekufado on na ban ye Galamsey. You were president. And ye men maker. Former President Mahama Rollins and I pointed out how under John Mahama as president Galamsey Koswa ono ene na ban e protection. What say that? Say MPP party do be kind say na Mahama na we to Galamsey na. No, we don't do that. We don't behave that way. Yambo minds are our interest is for this wickedness of Galamsey to be ended. That is why we didn't jump into it in 2011, in 2015, in 2012, in 2013, in 2014, under Mahama's era. Oh yes, sir, you don't get solutions. You can't fight a social canker like that. You cannot fight a social canker with a divided front. Obia in the effort say yeah, con social canker. Obey na dwe say ofuntum nyamemu a portion blame no. Oye nipa bone oye oman for that is on pay solution. Because at the end of a social canker, a idea a sheni nipa ho bone nipa AD. It we yes ape. I say wo fie na mo wo ba wo fie. Na maame ne papa. Embre bia kwala ne ye bone a ne maame twa no to a na kwala na dwane na akwa ne papa oba da ne papa de na hye ne chi. Ne maame bebo no si jano. O si o na kwala no wo so hwie so nugu wo si wan ye hwe de jano. We yes akwala no o jai sa nkwala bonesem na odi ne da because embre bia no onim say dada wo honko ade a dada bebo ne ho ban and a lot of we are mo hwebe mo ya aware say yembe ya ye wo fie eto de bia akwala bi wo ho a anytime bia dada wo fie bia no o misbehave dada ni wa no wakana no atum adentia because onim say dada wo honko ade a obetumi ya de ope bia obi entumi nka hwe nche no. That is the whole essence of ensuring say you be keeping united front in the fight against Galamsey, no matter who. Because you see, a criminal, it has no colors. Whether you are MPP, you are NDC, you are CPP, you are traditional authority, you are a church leader, a bonnet. And we must make sure say sa bonnet no, you best so no. But in our efforts say you best so sa bonnet no. Yen kai say, enkrofu bi wo ho a na nipa bi wo ho a, that is their way of life. Into a combination of niyama bebre, force, law enforcement, social reorientation. Say yeri nipa be kasa na ya say amomo adwen sachra ya chiro mo ekwan a niema omu ye e be affect your mabrabo. Ni nyina ka ho friend is saying dissemination of the dangers and challenges, dangers and risk Galamsey de mayen ekwan e be foso e be community nim ene o makasa na na wadaroma ono man for yesremo Galamsey yi se menjai na mkoso aye ne se ya nsuo ne se ya ye menye nsuo nware e de yare beba e de menye nsuo nom e be ma hawo ne ade aba. It's all part of the process. At the same time no obi ye bone na hu na wache no na o man brand na di niam o de ya o de it's a combination of so many things. But the biggest part of it is your social reorientation no. Because you see senka embra nkoa any law enforcement nkoa etumi ma deviance and I say deviant behavior say nkwala bonesem efri oman biemu and society biemu a anka menjini say yebo am robber and yebo murder and bibi because a lot of people have been found guilty of robbery, murder and taken to jail And yet every day you have people committing the same crime. Social orientation. It's a social menace. A problem. Into a casa, a education, a enlightenment, and a law enforcement. Law enforcement isn't going to be fixing galamsey. And can law enforcement quite to be fixing galamsey? And can between 2017 and 2024, they are another damn quick for the new MPP Aboagye in the fight against galamsey in Keko. No government in the Fourth Republic has dedicated time and resources to fight galamsey like Akufo-Addo has done. That is fact. You can disagree with me. You can say whatever you want to say, but facts do not lie. The numbers don't lie. The realities on the ground don't lie. No government has put in such effort like this government has done. However, law enforcement, friend says excavators, and cannot fix galamsey. And that is why we need to come together as a people. Na omo she nipa na chi a omo bo mu chi dom e show mu kutupa no so no ye come asem ye pom hontoma. But if we fail to call out these people who are enabling these people and omo show mu chi using politics, we can never win this. You can do whatever you want to do to kick out friend is saying MPP simply because you want MPP out. But nobody can solve it when we don't stick together. Because again, to be solve galamsey no easily. And ka opposition for ne. Omodo manu tutum command solve. Why didn't they solve it in 2011? In fact, why did they even allow it to start in the first place in 2011? Because it started under them. This kind of galamsey that we are seeing started under the opposition NDC. 2011 all the way to 2015, 2016, they could not solve it. Was solution in here. And yet, we are leaving them, we are allowing them to go scot-free, which is right. Because there's a government in place. But the government is simply saying that, please, we cannot do this alone. Law enforcement is not enough. And yeah, law enforcement now, yeah, social reorientation. Now, how are you expecting the government to win in this battle? And all of us, the media, the CEOs, everybody, government, which is right, which is correct. No problem about that. But look at this. I am yet to hear a single media person go and sit behind the console and say that NDC galamsey for us. Why are you telling them galamsey? Not even a single person. How do we win this battle? Are you doing this so that we fix this, or you are doing this simply because you want to see the government out? Make a story we are quickly. According to Kweku Bako, Mr. Mahama and Branowa Beimu suspended the anti-galamsey task force, which is set up to arrest illegal small-scale mining and prosecutors. At the end of his tenure in 2016, illegal small-scale mining had assumed alarming proportions, destroying the country's forests, polluting rivers, and degrading the environment. And today, you have the same person coming to tell you, say, MPP because of galamsey. Under his government, that is when galamsey in this current form started. Under his government, he could not fight galamsey. In fact, he has not a single record of succeeding at fighting galamsey. And yet, we have left him scot-free. In our non-mining communities, in our other politics, in our cultural. When people for no, omo pam say munja galamsey, montomame, beba mama galamsey, omo fiho, omo bankra. Ladies and gentlemen, our river bodies are being destroyed. These MPP people are the one doing galamsey, and they continue to destroy our river bodies. Vote against them. How do you intend to fight galamsey? What is your record in fighting galamsey? You were vice president. You were president. You had galamsey at alarming rates under your tenure. How did you fight it? What was your effort? Simple task force I was setting up to fight galamsey. You couldn't keep it. You couldn't succeed at it. You collapsed it. You suspended the task force, and then today you have come back, and all of a sudden you are talking as if you are coming from Mars, and that you've never ever even had the authority in this country to fix this. Courts not helping fight against galamsey activities. Ofoswampofo, 19 January 2011. This is the NDC putting the blame of their inability to fight galamsey on the courts. This is the NDC putting the blame on the inability to fight galamsey on the people. There was a report mapping the expansion of galamsey gold mines in the cocoa growing area of Ghana using optical remote sensing. This is a report that was developed. And listen to what the report said, highlights. Or say, area of galamsey has more than tripled from 2011 to 2015, from 10,907 hectares to 37,696 hectares. 2011 to 2015. Why would anybody create an impression, say, all of a sudden, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, with all the effort, commitment is put in galamsey? Of course, we haven't been able to succeed entirely in the fight against galamsey. But we should never allow anybody to create an impression that galamsey sprang up all of a sudden when the Akufo-Addo came to power. What is even more painful is how they put it. Say, the entire year galamsey here because some people before be galamsey. To the extent that me feel not latte. I'm a table person cry, galamsey. Simply because almost the year of politics. Meanwhile, this is a report not by government, an independent report that says that galamsey, no, between the year 2011 and 2015, and Brown Mampeni Mahama Bidio Mampeni, no, galamsey epejaye from about 10,907 hectares to 36,696 hectares ewo cocoa growing areas. Galamsey affecting major rivers of Ankobra, Brim, and Num Tano. In 2013, an estimated area of 551,496 hectares was affected by galamsey pollution. In 2015, galamsey encroached into at least 603 hectares of protected forest reserve. Obi TV America say, "Na sabona mo abemu, and na what can the NDC for?" I agree with you. Your responsibility is say, we fight this canker and win it. But I'm bringing this up simply because the NDC is talking. Why not? Why shouldn't we bring it up? Now say nay, akaba 88 to say 87 days ekotwaba. NDC for led by the former president say yentwaba mani yentuntia MP because of galamsey. So I need to show his scorecard. Of course, there are people who don't know this. There are people who are not aware of this. Why should we continue to fight a social canker in this manner? I make say a social canker. Be muntiasi. Moment have video we say nipa that say need to me to call one and pass it. No way to go. There was one and pass here. How else would you call it other than a friend is saying a social canker? You have video with here one embra. Allow anybody to play politics with such a situation, because clearly, we need social reorientation for a lot of these people, and you do not allow people to continue to do this in the name of politics. Say the part that said it to me be any no one can say call no one demu or no one fear ko to cross say woman say or do you go there. It tells you how deep this galamsey situation is in this country. A social problem, one that we need to come together and fight, not one that we sit and do politics with. It is one that we fight together as a people. And say opposition party no eba area ebe jina TV so beka say MPP form penning for na to go da. Na say one to boss say now you media man, we CSO, we religious leader, we organize labor. Who follow chorus now? I'll be asking questions whether it is the canker you want to fix or you have another motive. Because if the canker you want to fix, we have a real challenge and threat that we all need to come together and deal with. You don't fix a social canker when you have a divided front. Especially when the person speaking in opposition was president. And during his tenure as president, we had Galamsey tripling. I am in America. This is not an MPP report. This is not a government of Ghana report. An estimated 551 hectares, 51,000 hectares of land was affected by Galamsey pollution. 2015, Galamsey encroached into at least 603 hectares of protected forest reserve in this country. And then you have the communications officer of NDC sitting on Facebook and writing, say, MPP for to be and fix Galamsey in so number of days, they cannot fix it. This is your scorecard. This is your record. You did nothing. You did nothing. Absolutely nothing. You have no record at all in fighting the Galamsey canker. This is something destroying the nation. In fact, if there is anything at all, you and your political party are the ones who are in the forest. You are the ones who are deep in the pit, telling the people to mine and ignore the government. You the NDC, you former President Mahama, you and the comms officer, you are the ones who are in the pit, encouraging the people to mine. I gave you a quick example. Remember a quick example about the issue of Akola Otifie. Oye bonena ne mama kan no edwana question ne papa nche ne papa protect no. Office Akola Robert Sisa ne suban. Ye bre. Ye se o man disika. Ye de o man ahodi nyina ekon ade yi. Na wo wonnam pit nim na wo ka che nipa no so mo ye Galamsey. How are we going to be able to fix this? How are we going to be able to win this? How are we ever going to be able to win this? And then you are telling me that you're a media man, you haven't seen those videos, you haven't heard those videos, and I haven't seen you say anything about it. And I don't have to talk about it. I will talk about it. Whilst at the same time, I continue to work to fix it. That is how you build a state. If we don't talk about this as well, we'll never win the fight against Galamsey. Okay, I'm saying, Moamo minister. A friend is saying from Paul Boateng or not the report by say MPP 4 year Galamsey near there. I have insisted and I've said it here. Galamsey born is a crime. Illegal mining is a crime because it is illegal. Anybody involved, whether MPP, NDC or CPP, let the law deal with them. But no, we will not allow you to create an impression as if one, Galamsey is a creation of an MPP government. No, the MPP government is the one that has actually highlighted the Galamsey issues and introduced effort to fight the Galamsey issue. This is fact. We may debate its effectiveness, but we cannot take away the fact that this government has shown the energy to fight this Galamsey canker. Abambe na ba I invest say in the fight against Galamsey. Now when I can say MPP before and NDC for and CB before na Galamsey. Ghana for ni pabone for Galamsey. Whether you are NDC, MPP or CPP. The same from Paul Boateng report now we refer to now. We say na from Paul Boateng MPP for. Listen to what the same from Paul Boateng report said. From Paul Boateng say established miners who are members or sympathizers of the NDC. It is well known in the small scale mining circles that NDC members and sympathizers were well established in small scale mining, especially in the western region. They acquired several concessions in mineral-rich areas during the long periods of NDC reign. They had the money and other resources to not only sponsor NDC candidates, but also support independent candidates in the supposedly strongholds of the MPP. This is what happened in Evaluadura and Takwa constituencies. In Wasa East District, a former NDC deputy minister, who is also MP for Wasa East constituency, has been actively mining in the Subri forest for years. Subri forest for years. When MPP party officials complained and the army component of the Operation Vanguard was withdrawn almost 2 years to the 2020 election, the NDC was given an advantage in terms of access to resources from mining. Now, Okofa from Paul Boateng report was the MPP 24 years small scale mining. In terms of Galamsey, now with the paragraph now, Sase from Paul Boateng report was a Uji and also Kasemu Mukadamu established in the mining space no cross the MPP for no and then you tell me that you would you know what the paragraph na favor on beto abonten ba me no e ma me family dey na beto abonten. This is not the old MPP, this is the new MPP. We believe that every Ghanaian voter is discerning. Yen ye gidi say ene 2024 Ghana ni bi oto abebi adwemu to nti yeso ye wo ye chefa yasema yeso ye beka yeso ye de betudwa. We are not timid. We believe that Ghana ni be a one my way mu discerning. So koto abanko dia, he needs to hear both sides of the stories. You want us to believe and take hook, line, sinker. Yenje Professor Frempo Boati asem ntumu prekope. Fine. And the Professor Frempo Boati say NDC. Money penny for more well established in the mining sector in the Western region than any other person. So you are the ones doing the galamsey in the Western region. Do you agree? You disagree. Why? Because it goes against your party. It goes against your party. And I haven't heard any media person read this paragraph. They will only go and read the paragraph that talks about MPP people in small-scale mining. And then they will leave this side that speaks about NDC people well established in small-scale mining. Why are we doing this to ourselves? Why? Why? Why are we doing this to ourselves? And they don't want us to talk about it. How do we fix a social canker if we continue to play chaskele with the issue? Don't we realize, yes, sir, your money panning now quantity. Don't make us why you're born no. We are the MPP NDC here. Who say we yes, sir, money pa born here for no in your quantity. I know yes, sir. I know yes, sir. Okay, yes, what about you? I know Okasa. I know complaining. More about na mekasa. Does it change the fact? Does it change the facts? Does it change the fact that between 2011 and 2015, that I say cost triple times than any other period? Does it change the facts? Why? Why are we doing this to ourselves? 2011 Assembly came, 19 June 2012. 300 people died of galamsey in 2011. It is Obedient Kache me say, and a galamsey and the Kufuado and I see you are putting out falsehood. Who transfer? You are putting out falsehood. In 2011, in 2012, when the former president who is asking say Yensan to Obama mayor Mampeni because or no catcher and say Kufuado to be Uncle Galamsey, or no. When he was vice president and president, 300 people died of galamsey in 2011. 300 people, they died. Satana Galamsey, what did he do to fight galamsey? What did he do to fight galamsey? I didn't know your man between 2011 and 2015. Galamsey a triple year. I didn't know the task force and the buyer some fight galamsey no. Ujaye. Why? I didn't hear. A Drew baby were my way, no. Under the former president in the NDC. See, I am so angry when I saw the comms officer of the NDC write and say, where is that text? I think I should read that text first. Where is that text? Please look for that text for me. The part where the comms officer of the NDC posted on Facebook. When your guts, effrontery to go and write on Facebook say the MPP could not fight galamsey in something number of years, and because of that, they cannot. Please, where is that text? And there is no way they can fight galamsey in the few days at Aka. And I ask myself, say, what effrontery? What effrontery? How dare you even come talk about this? When you were in power, that was when galamsey started. This is him. If the MPP could not fight galamsey in 2,805 days, that is since January 7, 2017, with Operation Vanguard, Galam Stop, etc., they can certainly not fight galamsey in 86 days, whether or not a state of emergency is declared. Ghanaians should simply declare a state of emergency on the MPP for destroying our water bodies, forest reserves and lands, and vote them out on 7 December. Dear Ghana, ladies and gentlemen, please, pardon me. But the crap say, Semester no pardon me who say NDC communication officer Aboagye as same way. May you know. Semester no pa. Na me who say NDC comms officer Aboagye as same way. May you know. How dare he? How dare him even make a comment on galamsey? Why can't I go for by? President Kufuor Breso mote galamsey da. President Kufuor Breso mote galamsey. Between 2000 and 2007, mote galamsey da. Mona makofa at the boni we aba betre ya konso. Obampeni Rollins mo ankasa mo found the beer in ton. I have shown you. E catch and say mo and mo protecting galamsey. Yes, that was in 2011-2012. That was when you brought this canker onto us. Mo and mo chichere sa galamsey or how you better na your console. Aka ye nima de kro. The animal say they are so etu to fam ni etu gold kakra. Yakoboabo anwan na ahohoro kakra. Mo and mo de gold a ye tu onsu so eba wo my way mu. I have just shown you a report between 2011 and 2015. Mo trepo galamsey and mo de akokoko mfoma mo de asay no. How dare you? How dare you? This is your former minister. Can I get the where I got to? My former minister, what's his name? Mahama Yariga, speaking and telling us about how they think, please bring back Mahama Yariga's thing for me, telling us about how or no Mahama Yariga no environment minister na Sambreno. Yet they are shedding say omwa ne yenko galamsey no or say I have given up. I have given up. Mahama Yariga say I have given up. News in brief. Minister gives up on fight against illegal mining. Wants a new approach. September 19th, 2016. Environment Minister Mahama Yariga says it is time for government to regularize illegal mining, illegal small-scale mining. Tio, the minister Sami Jemfina and ne Ocho Facebook say, "Yen to bentia MPP because I want to yanko galam say yen for no, and then abayim brano, and ye greed, and the political experience. Like, how dare you even make that comment? Whoa, mona moko fast ade we nyina be so ye corner ye pe solution na mo ankasa mo go so to mu abo no. How dare you even make that comment? This is your minister, the man who was responsible under your government to help us get a solution to Galamsey. Or say, it is time for government to regularize illegal small-scale mining. And your NDC for can mean say you regularizing illegal activity. And your NDC for and can mean that say we regularize illegal activity. This is the NDC minister telling us that we should regularize illegal small-scale mining. Or say, Mahama Yariga says attempts to halt illegal mining activities have not yielded the desired results because wherever there is mineral resources, people will do everything and whatever it takes to be able to extract those resources. The admission comes more than 3 years after the government set up anti-Galamsey task force in May 2013 to clamp down on the practice. President John Dramani Mahama, who inaugurated a 5-member interministerial task force to fight the menace, named as chairman, then Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Alhaji Inusa Hussein Nyomomo Kekahun. This is your scorecard. You, the comms officer of the NDC, writing things that you have no idea about. You know? This is your scorecard. When you were in government, I'm sure that time you were in school, and that's what they did. When your government, which you are seeking to be part of the next one, when your flag bearer was president, and he set up a task force to fight Galamsey that your government brought upon us as a country, you know. When you were in government, this is your scorecard. Mo minister now, you share in sasa on share, near fighting Galamsey, you know, or say he has given up. Now he is recommending say, yema illegal mining, illegal no, yem mining ye regularized. We should regularize illegal mining for the people, and then you have the effrontery, the guts to go on Facebook and go and write to say this government could not fight Galamsey in Tiengutiano. What is your record? Your government's record in fighting Galamsey? You first of all brought Galamsey upon this country. One hour the Galamsey, one hour buying, and the Galamsey bow my way so. Ghana ni beyond trying to nechi. Nenko beside no say on man penning kufa bresone wa de be friend Galamsey yana. Your government brought Galamsey upon us. For 80 years in office, your government had no solution to Galamsey. This is your government's scorecard in the fight against Galamsey. Your government gave up on Galamsey and actually told us as a country that we should regularize Galamsey. This is what your government did. And you have the effrontery to go and write on Facebook, say, vote against MPP and bring back NDC. You are joking. Galamsey worsened in 2010 and water pollution increased. The quality, this is 17 February 2016, MDC Aboagye. The quality of Ghana's water bodies have deteriorated remarkably after 2010 following the game-changing introduction of heavy machinery in mining on riverbeds. So listen to this. Game-changing introduction of heavy machinery in mining on riverbeds. Game-changing use of the machines has turned many water bodies into milky, silted streams of water that is difficult to purify. This is a canker that is eating us up as a country, and we don't have to politicize it. But you see, when you have the comms officer and the propaganda secretary of the NDC writing on Facebook and politicizing it, we have no option than to show the Gen Zs who were 10 years old, who were 8 years old when this government was in power, what they did. It's only fair. CSOs, media, traditional authority, it's fair. it's only fair that we also say our side of the story. Because we have young people who are going to cast their vote and may cast their vote on the wrong impression. Let's all show our scorecard. Your government, your minister said he has given up. And your minister recommended, say, we should make illegal mining regularized. 2016, when you were in government, the report by Joy News indicates, say, you have introduced game-changing heavy machinery in mining on riverbeds. You and your government, you brought machines into the riverbeds in this country. But for you, and your mo anyone by NDC and Kagana ha, ye nim say the machine seals so to mining. This is in the report on my Joy Online. You and your government introduced it. And you say what? We should vote for you back into government to come and do what? Fix something that you brought upon us for which you had time to fix and you couldn't fix. And there Yakran say, or car, on can a sample, or say, I'm going to rent 20 or 1 What is wrong with you? You think Galamsey is a joke? You think the social can was obviously are going to the other? In Kofor, lives are at risk. That's what we are trying to fix. Sit somewhere with your politics. Sit somewhere with your dirty politics. And let's allow the state fix this thing that is destroyed us. Kope bebitina. Kope bebitina kraneja and fix it. And you wouldn't NDC abaya. And Kagana ha, ye nima de friend Galamsey, won't so. Ye nima de crow. And you say, Galamsey, by the aso, and the pickaxe, and the yea. One who are buying any Galamsey Ben so. And my mom find out Rollins, and Casa be and Muton say, oh, my yam and abroso. Empo, at the end say, you know, this is a 2016 report that says that Mugalamsey na my yama water bodies are done into milk. You suyen I had to say milk, and then we see under your government in 2016. We came into office with this situation. And we came in to try to solve a problem that you brought upon us. And you have the effrontery to sit on Facebook and write anything you want. Because about to us, about no power, or yet they are or no, and then equitiano, intimacy so mean to yampia. Why? Why? And young one came at the crow. Yeah? 2014, March 17, Ghana to import water soon. Ghana's potential importation of water from neighboring countries seems to be at hand. Or it's not rosy on the side of the fence, and it's maybe time water importation is considered. Ghana is no desert country, but certain unfortunate events may be overtaking us. In fact, how could anyone even think of this? This is during the NDC era. This is 2014. Let nobody lie to you. Let nobody make you think that Galamsey and our illegal money higher person solving no. No. Ekufuado and his government rather are trying to find a solution to a problem that was created by the NDC. Let it be put on record. Until the NDC came to power in 2009, we knew nothing about Galamsey on river bodies. The evidence I've just shown to you. When I did way buy a crown and I some pay solution, went to me, or minister we give you up. I had to obey to me, I could talk with you. Into illegal, I didn't hear illegal, you regularize it. That is the recommendation they made the government. And you have an infantry to come and tell the people of Ghana, say, this is your scorecard. 10 Galamsey operators buried alive. This is your scorecard. Stop Galamsey now. This is your scorecard. Another Galamsey tragedy, 12 trapped to death. This is your scorecard. On 5th June 2013, 169 Chinese miners were arrested in Ghana's gold mining Ashanti region. These arrests followed Ghanaian President John Dramani Mahamat's decision to put an end to illegal mining by foreigners. Utumi puti an end and KND. So they, Omo Kasate say, Embra no your mampini wa baimuno. Ne ye ni bibi e friend illegal mining. Ne ni bibi e friend Galamsey. In fact, Omo to be kasa mani to say Kufuor no wakwa China. No wakwa sasa China for a good plane mu. No de Omo ba Ghana. This is the NDC in power in 2013. China and Ghana to work harder on tackling illegal mining. Ghana to import water soon. 13 Guineans, 16 Ghanaians arrested over Galamsey. Anti-Galamsey task force resumes operation soon. Massive distraction. When na niyama ekoso under former President Mahama. This is how the situation was when we came to office. And then you have these people still, about office in 2017. That is when we encountered this challenge. And Akufo-Addo said that we have to make sure that we put an end to a canker we came to meet. Akufo-Addo's first statement of Galamsey was made in 2017. Clearly, that is evidence enough to tell you that it was a major issue before 2017. All Akufo-Addo has sought to do is to bring a solution to this major issue that we came to meet. Why are we trying to destroy it? Why is the media not talking about it? Why are the CSOs not talking about that? I agree, say, clearly, no, their understanding is that when our baby to fix it, I am with them 100%. But I'm only saying that we can only fight a social canker together. No government can fight a social canker with a divided front. And so if we're going to win this fight, and if your objective really is to work in ensuring that we fix this there, then call out all the people who are doing this, because they are enemies of the state. The government is putting in so much, the government is doing so much, and anybody involved in this is a criminal. And none of these people should be allowed to go scot-free. And the opposition party should stop going into the mining areas and telling them, say, nearby, Galamsey. Almost twice, yes, and many panning they are buying no air canoe because somebody say, Abroswa, Bosomi and Sa, now, Ned, your mom buy a quine air Galamsey, Abba. You buy ya beto, Sanyama way, Yansana. Immediately, in Akufo-Addo make his statue. I don't know if we have the video where Akufo-Addo spoke. If we have that video, please let's play that video. Akufo-Addo video. This was in 2017, and this is evidence that clearly, no, this canker was there at the time Akufo-Addo era beimu. Where your evidence, I say, Akufo-Addo eba beimu no. Ma to me boss the match mu bedu sambe mu say, send Akufo-Addo beba beimu. Ne wo Galamsey canker. Let's listen to what Akufo-Addo said in 2017.
You know that the activities that they're involved in are jeopardizing the very survival of our nation. I took the decision that that would be a betrayal of the trust that the Ghanaian people put in me on the 7th of January this year. And as a result, we established this committee within the government to design a policy for us, not just to stop it, to reclaim the land, to let our rivers work again, but also to see how we can figure a way for all these able-bodied young men who are involved in this activity to find an alternative livelihood. So it's a package. It's a package that we have designed to try and bring this menace to a conclusion. I've said it in the cabinet, and perhaps this is the first time I'll be saying it in public. I am prepared to put my presidency on the line on this matter. I've heard it being said that I should be careful. Many of these people voted for me, and if I continue this exercise, perhaps they will not vote for me again. You know that the activities that they're involved in are jeopardizing the very survival of our nation.
Was not to sort to say NDC it was simply to make a case, and it was a very important key point that necessarily making to show you say the hypocrisy, the inconsistency. Or my to say or what which one is here or which one is what send a baby and the other won't pay one someone. No why you come men are not saying what I say or will be not to sana now pray on what cow. Then we kuma and the other who come on no brand with Sanoko, Sunday NDC for Babe, or much you come, you who the FI one year. Now, for the bar Bemu 2017, it was clear say Galamsey was a major headache of this country. So he or the tone also said, "A can be a befas why Yebeko Galamsey and Tokanyebeko." That should be put on record, and I've demonstrated it up to this point. I feel for the bar Bemu what he has done to ensure say your idea may be brave and on a friend is saying painful in common to the boss any air consultations or to the boss making sure say regions on the regions in the building common on Nananu Shia on the MDC Sakasa on the mining communities in Asia Edin common at Pequan Befaso Yedesa Galamsey in Semi Ebecoso or introducing online application for small scale mining licenses. Senebeya application a bit to me aye friend say easy now a bit more transparent. Why establish a control room a tracker earth moving equipment into machines here your friend is saying you two family a day or the tracker munti a co baby or be say a co baby retooling of inspection directorate and then minerals commission what retooling or minerals commission is regional offices almost district offices near the care council the bay more humano or monitoring near the easy. Why establish minerals development unit? Why geological investigations of blocked out areas, establishment of community mining schemes. Community mining schemes here, they call a lot of the mining communities. And Nipani be a normal year galamsey. Don't wanna at least I don't want to community mining schemes more when you be here. Until you near many free way. You into me so but at least we have something to show that this is what we have put in place over the period. I buy a cotton. 100 mercury-free gold processing equipment. I never quite high pile of gold processing. You say, that mercury no a friend swollen for us as a cause problems. My entire bayankasa a feska educator 100 of machines and no use mercury. I the processing gold at the bar or my mining communities. No, a bank of our speedboats are a bois and a namun so say will be here in so born any idea a bit to me. I free or a buy a set up. Alternate livelihood project and I said the friend light national alternate employment and livelihood program. Maybe constituency capim not. Oko akwati akwaswa. Richie plantations were buy through the land commission and the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources and the alternative livelihood program. A big nursery. We provide seedlings and mining areas, you know, baby answer say baby person money buying some dabi munjai mining. Monje na mundua na mundi nduabane wo mu no whilst they are doing that no aban bo mo ekwan bebre so the government has put in a lot of effort to create an alternate livelihood for these mining communities. Aban I establish geological investigations and ma kan ehun asemumpo already. Community mining schemes aban aye recruitment of river wardens obo mo boa ehwe efene say insuo no so aban 100 mercury-free gold processing equipment aban de aba aban e the speedboats and the fighting galamsey e wo insuo no so aban introduce aban e the drones enam aye to me fe wiem hwe de ekoso wo insuo no so aban de aba aban a prosecute illegal miners. In fact say wo pe obi pa wa prosecute illegal miners aban a prosecute illegal miners e wo man we mu a nana dan kwaku fo ado aban community mining schemes me no ka say a free 2021, echo 2024. 25 legal community mining schemes. I cover about 3,574 acres, 149 concessions, and are buying I establishing. Out of that, 84,000 jobs, direct jobs, any 31,400 indirect jobs, totaling about 115,400 jobs, and are buying a created through community mining schemes. What this simply means, they say, but for buying community mining schemes or the aba, or the mercury-free machines yaba, my communities here, and can omoya mining, omo free more and then omoya community mining, omoya still omoya the omope, a day omo passion for. No say you be free mono. But for that, this 115,000 people would also be in the pits and the river bodies. So yes, ye free way, ye omo free. A friend is saying. A crime bonus here, but we have records to show. Say anya hwe krampo 115,000 bidie. Omo jai niema boni ananka na kan no mo ye no. Ai ne omo boa na mo ye safe mining. Na still adia omo passion wo no mo tumi ye but omo ye no kwan paso. This is not to say it's a problem no call. But anya hwe krampo no. This government has a scorecard. 115,000 of people who could or would have been in illegal mining are helping to actually fix this saying helping in community mining schemes. Community mining schemes are buying lunch here. You be dodo no across these communities and medical account asem emfoni ni bidie emrante ni bi no mo hye omo overall adankwame community mining esunafo community mining Kenya se community mining ena media chwe river wardens ya mekay omo nie enei no omo ne nam nsuo no so a omo boa ahwese ye betumi de asoso sa nipa bone fo mo ya de hye esumase obi kan se na mo se mo de we nyina aba mo de river friend say warden aba mo de speedboat aba adenti na stella ni galamsey no ekoso pamuchewo police for be wo my way me Ghana bibia be fe bia police station ho kro bia police station ho kro no ejai nipa bone fo eja bone di clearly obi ye bode a eye bone no oye into what you do ne say continuously no what the strategy in the system be ba what the brain ase but to say what the way nyina aba ade na se la galamsey koso is quite unfair because your police station bebre and so still adwumre obi bo bi kro no does it mean say police station yengu no it means that say police for no e dey insakrai ne nema akodo eba no mutumi dey improve your safety no and the same thing applies to the river wardens and the speedboats ewo galamsey so first batch of 300 river guards begins training at Eastern Naval Command September 24th 2022 and all these river wardens no omodwuma ne say ombeboa no mahwe no 1919 suo no so na obi ka say na mo the river board na ba na eba ne say na sela galamsey kosoa me pamuchew. Is it not a fact that we have introduced river wardens on the river bodies? And not a fact. The other question is what we have done so far, has it been able to fix every challenge of the river bodies? Not entirely so, but at least we have evidence that and can nipa 115,000 be and come back where galamsey no and the year omo free ho and the area community mining schemes are omo no safely across these mining communities. Machines are they buy 100 mercury free machines. The question is that no cre say the 100 mercury free machines aba Independence Square ni machines in a good way. No cre say had the 100 mercury free we friend saying schemes aba. Nanado danko ekufado and a friend say Lands and Natural Resources Minister in the World Freedom Parker omo hweda omo commissions are machines yi. Enti no cre say the machines naba. No question says some machines, bois reduce the use of mercury in the processing of gold. It hasn't taken away every problem, but it is a fact, say Aba, and it is a fact, say Oko communities, mining communities in Duma, and that for me is a very important point and a very important case to make. Procurement of speedboats to fight galamsey, and a fact, say speedboats in Aba. No crescent speedboat no one soon so eboa e dey fight galamsey. That is a fact that we cannot run away from. And they say obi be catch will say and almost some of the way no crescent e dey aba, but it hasn't been able to solve everything. It hasn't been able to fix the challenge entirely as we want it to fix. Number of persons free 2021 ya convict you any number of cases pending, number of the offenders saying statistics and a friend say prosecutions is all here. That is a fact. It doesn't change the fact that we still have challenges, but it is a fact that government has made these major interventions in our fight against galamsey, and nobody can take it away. It is about putting in all these efforts. Now, sorry, now we say the propaganda secretary of the NDC, Aboagye say. Yentoa benti MPP ne yentomo mo and then you ask yourself, hey, obi tro was here. Gentleman be or yes, I posted a gentleman Aboagye say, you think all of us have short memories, right? Actually, that is what the NDC think. The NDC thinks say you know short memory. Into omu to be tro do mpe bia ka do mpe bia. Omu de ane say about one braso. About one braso no nko ade yenka de epe bia ne yenko e baby. But this is 2024. Ye ma onka de ope bia na nko baby. Yen anye hwe krampo no Yejitum say we came to meet the galamsey kanka that wo NDC Jomama ne wa by mo de baye, and we have made effort and shown through several strategies here they fight kanka no wakasa kra wo bi wo. The question is you and your government are introducing galamsey no you gave up. Mo minister that can very bottom emphatic say we give you up na nkebe to me a yen regularizing illegal ade dey illegal no yen regularizing no ewo on my way mu. Enti nobody is going to sit down, keep quiet, and allow you to throw dust. Obetum future Google na fueni. And then what on Facebook say from January 7, 2017 to now to me Uncle Galamsey and into Mutu Abetiaye. Ghana for ladies and gentlemen, I am going to show to you one of the key reasons. But one of the key reasons why the fight against Galamsey has become difficult. The reason is simple. Galamsey, no, apart from the fact to say, with the police for any soldier for back up nipa, chinipa to ma prosecute you mono. And ya de nipa no e hono mote. Omo edi die mu no mo bibia, omo de enu no munim. Enti that's what they love to do. So at every point in time, who use force ni bibia no na eye kasa kire ene kasa de. Na se o aban a why sa niema ya maboboy so nyina strategies are introducing machines e aba community mining schemes e aba river wardens e aba ni ade nyina wo aban a ode sa niema we nyina aba operation galam stop operation halt ye de nyina aba ya hyehye excavators ya chenkrofo egum ye do prosecute omo ye say strategy bia you can think of aban we de aba ye do drones aba enam wiem still nipa na ye Galamsey simply because your political party bia embra oman no ye nyina ye ka ye ho abomu a ye say ye ka ye ho bomu ne ye ko Galamsey no omo de esa ne vote bia omo expect wo Galamsey site ho nti na omako nti ewia omo bankan a na wo beka MPP they need to fight Galamsey, they are not doing enough to fight Galamsey, their people are involved in Galamsey, it is the MPP before omo ko Galamsey any ade moma yentie their NDC for omo ko Galamsey pits mu mining communities ni mu a omo ka kire Ghana for mi wo videos mako miensa baako NDC deputy communications officer on a parliamentary candidate wo area nim and Mr. Tony Obena na under NDC or Minerals Commission boss omo ase omo san ba be mu biemu a ono an obese ya Minerals Commission as Mineral Commission boss na mo san so ahwe another video a omampani dada nankasa ejia ho ebe no mu ton se omo di bone no ya chi omo no oba obeji omo no mo me hwe videos we ye ba ne abeto ankomodie no so
na ne kasa ase no ma wo bia sisi amohunu wa ha no obehunu say the land in the city obeka na meboa after on the 11th that way on the 7th no and say ya wo ho e de mam because no one better akotena ho say the be ya yenu anu mo bre o mo ye adwuma che kakra musu be nya sa ase ni bi na so ya sa e de machine so ase si wa ma a obekọ akohan na so de aba be ye adwuma na so do krom no nko for so ide e di hie enti wo kwa akoto aba no a e John Dramani Mahama e tu direct Anthony Obi ono ana John Dramani Mahama so man na so meke ho ona ne kasa ase no ma wo bia sisi amohunu wa ha no obehunu say the land in the city obeka na meboa after on the 11th that way on the 7th no and say ya wo ho e de mam because no one better akotena ho say the be ya yenu anu mo bre o mo ye adwuma che kakra musu be nya sa ase ni bi na so ya sa e de machine so ase si wa ma a obekọ akohan na so de aba be ye adwuma na so do krom no nko for so ide e di hie enti wo kwa akoto aba no a e John Dramani Mahama e tu direct
Ezu yeba omo chi omo Galamsey no omo atu omumu yeba ma omo amnesty na omo asaba Ezu yeba omo chi omo Galamsey no omo atu omumu yeba ma omo amnesty na omo asaba Ezu yeba omo chi omo Galamsey no omo atu omumu yeba ma omo amnesty na omo asaba Ezu Yaba Omo chi omo galamse no omo atu omumu yebema omo amnesty no omo asaba
ona ne tafa ase no ma ubia tezi amohu no ha no obehunu say the land in the city obeka nyame boa after on the 11th that way on the 7th no and say ya wo ho e de mam because no one better akot na ho say the be ya yenu anu bre o mo ya dwuma che kakrai musu be nya sa ase ni bi na so ya sa e de machine si so ase si wa mam a obekọ akọ na so de aba be ya dwuma na so do krom no nko ko so aye e di hie enti wo kwa akoto aba no a e John Dramani Mahama e too direct Ono ana John Dramani Mahama suma ne so meke ho ona ne tafa ase no ma ubia tezi amohu no ha no obehunu say the land in the city obeka nyame boa after on the 11th that way on the 7th no and say ya wo ho e de mam because no one better akot na ho say the be ya yenu anu bre o mo ya dwuma che kakrai musu be nya sa ase ni bi na so ya sa e de machine si so ase si wa mam a obekọ akọ na so de aba be ya dwuma na so do krom no nko ko so aye den e di hie enti wo kwa akoto aba no a e John Dramani Mahama e too direct Ono ana John Dramani Mahama suma ne so meke ho ona ne tafa ase no ma ubia tezi amohu no ha no obehunu say the land in the city obeka nyame boa after on the 11th that way on the 7th no and say ya wo ho e de mam because no one better akot na ho say the be ya yenu anu bre o mo ya dwuma che kakrai musu be nya sa ase ni bi na so ya sa e de machine si so ase si wa mam a obekọ akọ na so de aba be ya dwuma na so do krom no nko ko so aye den e di hie enti wo kwa akoto aba no a e John Dramani Mahama e too direct
Ezu Yaba Omo chi omo galamse no omo atu omumu yebema omo amnesty no omo asaba Ezu Yaba Omo chi omo galamse no omo atu omumu yebema omo amnesty no omo asaba
How do we fight? How do we fight this canker? Say aban ede hihye egu fam na yede sojafo ekọ communities mu na yede ye ka kire omo ye galamsey so bunjai na opposition for e bankran ya omo better radio so aka che Ghana fo nyina say yes say MPP for na yes say nsuo say kwaye no no mu wi a no ma fesu ma say no ma combining community o kan say mon ye galamsey mo ti da kwaku ban kan no oni Tony Obin na NDC embrace no ye head of minerals commission kwaku bo ahian kasa bie na no ka che to e ka che miners ne say so mo ba be mu bie mu a omunya kwan ba be mu bie mu Tony Obin na be minerals commission na o show mo bo say oba edwuma we obemo mo akoso aye na MPP of Tata omo ntomo nto abentia MPP na 7 December ye bobo abani wie na say NDC ewini a omo nyina ansa mra no mo edwuma na Tony Obin de nani ehu abehu asase nto no abetwetwa asase na yeden amomo. And then when you do this and you tell the people these things na say wo wie wo be ka che yen say yen Ghana for yen to abama wo NDC and the communications officer of the NDC has the guts to write on social media say yen to abenti MPP yen to momo yen to momo na mo matani Obin be minerals commission boss na mo Ghana for na omo ye mine na ye chi omo no enko ensan ko ye mining na sa wo kokka say che na ebeye den ena sa ban e de aban state resources ekoko from kotena na otu omo for betie kokko efom no mugye mu yo anya bi omo mugye mu hu MPP penin bi wom omo mutu mining ni omo bom nsem yi mo hu MPP penin bi wom Enya NDC mpenimfo kwaku boy Tony Obeni NDC mpenimfo na ejira ho na e ka tro mo say omo nye omo mining na omo forget MPP na MPP for the soldier for tata omo na omo de omo ba omo mo kwa no omo mining. Why do we have everybody quiet on this video? Why are the CSOs not playing this video? Media houses, why are they not playing this video? How can government alone win this fight when you have such an opposition? Na say aban kono ni omo kokasa. Na so omo tie ase. Na say opposition force come na so no mo koye say chiro mo. How do we solve such a problem? Enye we nko awo. Ebi omo fi say one off. Ebi a odakru bi pe na kwaku boahin ko pie mu wo ho. Mo me yan say hwe the same kwaku boahin on the parliamentary candidate of the area. Mo me hwe video we ne di omo ka kire Ghana fo a omo ye minding FI MPP ho. Ene ekwan omo fa so omo hwe omo nkra say omo kwaso a enye galamsi. Mo me hwe video we mbra.
And I do not hear no see another vanguard for no and the prayers are crackers say, Yatuabaya, Mubesha, vanguard in Mukina. Yayan to not say, am I by when the good man? And you know, Muya, you want to pay with 2 million time. More for them a bush for now, we make sure about him like a trauma, John Dramani Mahama. Yadia woman. Yenim say nyame bo amande na eko aba no yenim say honest for be kasa yenim say dum be ko srem edum be ko be bebre so mko so be so be to aba wa here inti na ne ka say after by Friday omu break mu na obi antumi enya pepeye no ntumi antumi fa na busuafo na Monday ni duru a yenyina ye de ko to aba ye to aba ni wie enye say ye ko ye bet na wo ama wabo baba na wie na ye galamse ko ye make sure say aba na ya to ama na ye Mahama no ye tumi akan na Mahama ye de bi so ye to aba ni on the 7th on the 8th on the 9th ye bo aba na Mahama ye wi ni na mumra mbe ye boduma obi a me kasa
I don't know. Send a pay for no Etikan. Send a money no, Mr. Namia Galampini. And now, Mecano, Yamiadum. This is Yami Buana Mutama John Dramani Mahama. Namutama Abubakar Sadika. Namuti said John Mama Adim Kunim. I got a Sadik Adim Kunim. Now to this one, Muyama Juma. Now move for the new Kuha, so a Wabaka Sama. Musi who. Wait, you pay for this. If you are Tremo, my answer about never more you go by. Vanguard no Omunguno. Vanguard no Edaso. About 20 no more my day. In my money, I knew who Tamana Vanguard day. Oh, if you are Tremo, your Dutch about on a day. Yes, I'm going to get a massy. Okay, Obianye too sure. Yes, and I'm right, and then I no pay and no call man so dubia. Also, the Galamse, why not you born of the boom? Ono say 2 about 4 years ni di adwuma no yen kan hu se yen tumi nyebi na yen adwuma ti say because of ye beto aba and na one man fe wa se dey ni say yen tumi nye dey yen adwuma yen pese adwuma ne bebu Galamse ye beto Ghana beto Galamse and na adwuma na ye no so sie na na do vanguard for no mo da so ho and the prayers are crackers say ye to aba wi a mo be share sa vanguard ni mu kina ye yen tuna say e ma aba we mebu adwuma tie enti no mu ye adwuma na pese be wesi mu nyina mu time mo fere mabusuafo na mu make sure say aba no yen na kokoma John Dramani Mahama ye de wo mu ni yenim say nyame bo amande na eko aba no ye ne mo sai honest for be kasa yenim say bi mu be ko srem ebi mu be ko be bebre so mko so be su be to aba wa here enti na ne ka say after by Friday omu break mu na obi antumi enya pepeye no antumi fa na busuafo na mande ni duru a nyina ye de koto aba ye to aba ni wie enye se ye koye betna ho ama wa bobo aba na wie na ye galamsey ko ye be kicho se aba na ya to ama na yi mahama no ye tumi akan na mahama ye de ntumi na ye to aba ni wie on the 7th on the 8th on the 9th ye bo aba na mahama ye wini na mumra mbe ye boduma obi a me tata
we any ekuwa ye wo mo esi ya betri so e wo mai we mu a ye no mo edi esie NDC Penninfo, parliamentary candidates, national officers, senior members of the NDC, Semino Kasanadwi, and in the mining communities, catch them say, Nanado Danko Kufodo MPP are buying same Meduma. Na politics ebeto galamsey. Yent Senase, na MPP are buying say galamsey Juma. Na on no parliamentary candidates no. Omu nyina nim se adwuma yi enu bia na oye na o show mo bo se to aba ni wie na se mahama wini a omu nyina mbra no mo maye omadwuma na galam stop na nado eye ne Vanguard no onjai na njai china na de tie ne se wakra na nado wakra cars dodo kra se aba be council de mesojafo na sojafo na be tata omo ewo omo mining pit mu eni to omo to abentia na nado danko ekufo ado se de beya Mahama beba na da ye bebobo se Mahama e win elections no omunya bobo ya obi emre no obi ambe na dwuma. This is the NDC. CSOs, religious leader, organized labor penny, traditional authority. Se won ka video we ho asem a me kan che Ghana for say galamsey how you haven't done a press release on these videos. Don't tell us say you are worried about galamsey. Before you get worried about galamsey, or you tell us you are worried about galamsey, let us see you write and condemn this. How do you fight such a social canker when you have such obstacles? And then we know, say, as we speak, in the mining communities, the NDC are moving around, and they are telling them, say, no, do tatamo. Then the same NDC will come to Accra and come and write such. But their propaganda secretary say, we are not fighting galamsey, so we should vote for them. When these same people are in the pits, encouraging the people to continue to mine illegally and destroy our forests and water bodies. Omuba, no one bet people monim. Omu si omu share the NPP for next. Okaya kai say, omu nim site owners no. Into omu ne site owners ne kokasa. No mo mu nyina akwan, no mo ti be akwaye akoto aba etia nanado. Na yeto aba ni wie bobo wie ya no omumbra no mo meye omadwuma na wo ya aban na se wo obstacle say in an opposition party na se obia condemn omo obia nkasa ntie omo obia ehuru omo say de omo ye den ya. How are you going to succeed? The same people who brought galamsey in this current form on us in 2010-2011, the same people who gave up on the fight against galamsey and said say they are rather recommending say you're regularizing illegal mining. No. These same people today are telling the mining communities vote against Nanado because Nanado fighting galamsey. We are no more so Abeka Wakra Nanado is not fighting galamsey. So they go to the mining communities and tell them that Nanado is fighting you and destroying your source of livelihood. Vote against him. Then they come to Accra, no Makache and crime for and say Nanado is not fighting galamsey. You have this video. And you are a civil society organization. You are organized labor. You are religious leader. We are traditional authority. Now one can video one some and release this statement into your video where. Don't come and tell us that you love the you are fighting against galamsey, because no single citizen has demonstrated the commitment to fight galamsey than Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo. Nanado has suffered political losses simply because he was fighting against galamsey. Mining communities are Ghana Henyina Nanado Lusu votes simply because he's fighting against galamsey. How do you come and tell me say Nanado is not fighting against Galamsey. When he's losing in these communities because he's fighting against Galamsey. How do you win the fight against a social canker when you have the biggest opposition party enabling these people to continue to mine in unsafe ways and illegal ways like they are doing? And then you come mining areas now. Omo bebre they are told me say oh NDC for say omo ba omo ya Galamsey. Inti no 3 months ye chi utu kra 3 months me ba sisi ya na NDC for bana yaba be Galamsey. The former president who is asking say yento abama no ebie na no ton kan say so no be o mampani a obi a wa Galamsey ya chi ne bia obegya no mo hwe video no obi a oye Galamsey ya chi ne bia obegya no pacho mo say embo sa video de ma me biem. We want to hear.
Yaba omo chi omo Galamsey no omo atu omumu yaba ma omo amnesty no omo asaba ezu yaba omo chi omo Galamsey no omo atu omumu yaba ma omo amnesty no omo asaba
Omampeni dada na Ode Galamsey ba ye na breso ba o my way mu in this form 2010. Went to me and so ano. No ani mpanimfo opa wo mu. Se omo mboa ne ye kuntia Galamsey no se omo pa ba omo ntumi nye. Nti nkebe tumi ya anka Galamsey na ya de bone mpo nka ye regularize no. O se nipa bone ye fo omodi bone a ya chi omo atum no. So ne ba obegya omo. Nanse ya oye media engagement obi bisa o se why media meja omo because me gidi say akasefo na ewo mu no campaigns no omo ne nam e na nketenkete na ya chi omo na je bia mpawche wo ena nwumre yi say am robber ekowie obi na police for koche na police for bisa ne say wo boss osoma wo he na say oche ne boss na ne eja no na yakwakoche ne boss na. What kind of leader is this former president? What kind of leader is the former president? Say omo ye bone ena mbra atwe omo aso ena ya che omo ba me ba meja omo e mo makoye omo Galamsey. And then you have civil society organization, you have traditional authorities, you have organized labor, you have trade unions writing and attacking the government only without picking on this. You don't love this country if you continue this. One door mine one person be end Galamsey sa what was you say ya, because clearly no aban eye na femu de even though aban betumi aye bia ka ho nti ye prese ye betumi aye dodo no se won kan NDC for ne me ya maboache we ne ho asem a don't present yourself to Ghanaians as if you love this country. You have an agenda. It's 3 months to elections. Akabo so me miensa e kotoaba nti no nko fambra na me famba chichire so aban bebi ade ni tiri wo bebi ani tiri wo ne fapem na ama aban tokwa na okona ye dere de minjan ho asem ka Dr. Mahmoud Ba me say osre Ghana fo wada Roma bebi ni aye dodo na so na aka ye ntumi yenwie. But when it comes to the fight against Galamsey, he has a strategy which is based on experience. The idea no yentumi nya enye ya nkopem bebia ebetumi di solutions yi na amaye na mum ogidi se wo come mining areas na nipa no do do some mining. In addition to all the enforcement no yempe kwan bi e betumi abo mo no mutumi mine safely more enunti or the Minerals Development Bank beba sa bank no ebeboa ama Ghana fo enom kofa China fo kofa Nigeria Burkina Faso fo eba beji concession eye mine na nti fa so eye niema enfata no nkoye ne sabium cause o ye Ghana ni na wunya asase wo nananom ho na eye concession ebetumi am wanya gold a o the data ne be mawo wa be hu data ne hu sa ha gold wa ha hu wi a nananom aka asase no wanya with decentralized minerals commission no akofem licensing regime no nananom ka ho district assemblies ka ho na aboa na licensing netumi aye ntem se na Ghana ni bi ope bi obetumi nya bi wenya wie no wohia sika ye de beta wachi na wotumi de tu fa agudie no wonni bi ninti o se de obeya ne se obemba Mineral Development Bank no ama wo sika bosia na wo de akotu gold no na enei ye sika sem a aye den na dollar ebro ye sidia ye press ye betumi asoso ano no ade baako ode ba gold backed cedi na ti say ye sika no ye bema na ho ode na akosoro say ye de gold ne beta echi nti ye boaw na wotu gold ni safely ya cheche kwa abefa so obetu no ni ade nyina awie ya ma osika kakra wotumi de etu in a safe manner na ban e de cedi ato na de akọ Bank of Ghana na building and reserves na de back gold no de be ba ne say e be ma win-win situation a lot more of some mercury free machines or the beba say the be Ghana for between the process gold yi na omuntumi process in a way a chemicals they be say yen so ni yen sase ogidi say strategies say yen use ni nyina ye strategies say ye na mum emra so say ye be hwe bebe ye duro no na ya pe ekwan bi a ye betumi ahye mu kena na ye de some of these new strategies so say dey aba abeka ho sanyoma we eye normal yen ye gidi say ehwe ekokan ehwe ekoedim whilst you are enforcing the law whilst you are making sure say all these illegalities are being done away with wo bua na wardens letiba yo madwuma wuji nipa no dodo na efi nsuo no so no se na be ya on sign ko nsuo no so nti ese ye pekọ ye be fa so ye be bo omo a on betuma mo madwuma ye den akonenim we ene de ekeka ho bebre ena Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia any mining communities, any mining for no eka. He's not telling them so ba wa ye bone obe you for prison. He's not telling them so ba obe mo ma ye galamsey any illegal mining. He's telling them so ba obe mo geo data no mo hu baby porting ya gold ne hye. Oba obe ma license regime na ye mre no bia ope bibia no a wo concession ne tumi akwakoji bi. Na nanom eka license regime mu. District assemblies eka license regime mu. Oba so we ye Ghana ni na unya wo concession a say the be ya nkofa boni no meji usika nyina nti obe make sure say Minerals Development Bank ewo ho a edisika beta wachi na wotumi ede tu gold no madwi mo no say wo de Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ni so ade hu ni na dwe nkyerɛ yi e bata dia omampani dada John Dramani Mahama ne NDC fo eyi ya Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia de no beboa na de dikan yetumi asoso galamsey niama because we would have provided an alternate way of mining and safe way of mining, an appropriate way of mining for our people. We'll be providing an avenue to be able to get this minerals mobilized by government to back our currency, to strengthen our currency. All your way now, I say, yeah, the technical vocational education training about Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia can say in these mining areas, no, or the appropriate and safe mining curriculum, ebeba sa TV training him. Say ebeba ya nkolane mrantia, omote mantemu a ye mining no mo ana mo konde so be mining no metumi sua ekwan papa ye fa so a ye de mining efi omo school mbremu no mo wi a omotumi de aboa ne yetumi ye more appropriate and safe mining ye ngindi se aban toko a okotu galamsey nyina wetumi edi nkonim prekope enso ye gidi se between Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and the former President Mahama there's a clear distinction in terms of ideas and vision, and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is the right person for the future of this country, especially when it comes to the fight against galamsey. He is not encouraging galamsey. The former president is encouraging and enabling galamsey, and that is a threat to the good people of this country. Medase, Pastor was sembre, abeka me when you mri, na ya to adwen edin komosi. Me wogide bebre, say me nuanom genzi fo anomu nim da, say the bia galamsey ni tri, ene the fapem efini no, ene omu nyina ehu. And I'm very sure that moving forward, starting from tomorrow, CSOs, religious leaders, traditional authorities, organized labor near the Inano, ye kasemu, any ye mono. Ye beshe afani afredina, sine be able to me obia will sit on their friend is saying, will stand on their toes and make sure say they are doing the right thing to support the country's fight against galamsey. This fight, and yen na Akufo-Addo kon, and ye MPP kon, and ye Ghana man nyina ye kon. Na se kabom na ye de adwen baako ne akoma baako edi eche ne yeko a ebe de se nipa bonefo ebenya baby ejina se we ye MPP se we ye NDC se we ye CPP galamsey ya de bone a yes so and we will not stop the fight against this canker until we do away with it. Bedamase na nyame ya doma kwesiada ebe sanse hia makra mu nyina.
Say ye be ye be so. Ye na